What could it mean for you if you declared your financial freedom this July 4th? Joining us is Josh Royaton from Edward Jones. Hi, Josh.
Hey, Jody, thanks for having me today. Appreciate it.
Yeah, absolutely. And happy early 4th of July.
Yes, happy 4th of July.
Tell us what this means to declare our financial freedom.
Well, it's important to work on your financial freedom, and there's really no one instant solution, but you can work towards having financial independence by addressing a couple of key areas. A lot of people love the idea of being free to do what they want, and really retirement and financial freedom is no different. Approximately 45% of Americans think the ideal retirement involves enjoying my well-earned freedom, according to a March 2021 Edward Jones Age Wave 4 Pillars of New Retirement study. But when you're retired, the risk to your financial freedom is obvious because your paychecks have stopped coming in, but the bills have not. Now, furthermore, you could spend 2 to 3 decades in retirement. And that's why it's important to contribute to tax advantage accounts like IRAs or your work 401k or any other kind of employer sponsored plan. Now, at a minimum, you really should be putting enough money to save and get the match. But everything you can do above that is just going to help you down the road as well.
Yeah, that match is really important. I think I've heard everyone say that, right? Everyone says, give as much as you can when you're young. And so how do people plan ahead so that they can have that major freedom? Is there anything else that we can do to make sure that we gain our freedom in retirement?
Yeah, absolutely. Whenever your salary goes up, we always recommend increasing what your contribution is as well. So, if you're making, and I'm making numbers up, if you're making X percent per year and you should really be contributing Y, well, if you get a pay increase, make sure you increase your contribution rate as well. And also make sure you're structuring your investments into some growth favored vehicles as well, especially while you're younger too. And then also, while you're still working, you really got to focus on protecting yourself as well against illness and injury. It's easy to forget about that, but if you become seriously ill or sustain a significant injury, you may not be able to work for a while, and that loss of income could jeopardize your ability to achieve your financial independence as well. You could really take a major setback if you don't have the savings built up or any kind of policy that could pay for you as well. You may want to purchase a private disability insurance, and those are pretty popular out there. Now, with that coverage, it may have an end date, and it probably won't replace all your lost income while you're out of work, but it will be probably more expansive and generous than the plan provided by your employer.
Yeah, we've all heard people who get injured kind of midlife, and it ends up draining their savings and really taking a toll on what their future looks like. So insurance sounds like it's always a good idea, no matter what it's going to cost you in the short term.
Absolutely. And with that in mind, the other option would be looking at long-term care. Individuals turning 65 years old have about a 70% chance of eventually needing some type of long-term care assistance, such as a nursing home stay, home health aid, something like that. And that's per the U.S. Department of Health and Human Services. Now, these services are quite expensive, and the average annual cost can run as much as $100,000 for a private room in a nursing home. Now, that's according to Genworth. They're an insurance company that works in that area. And Medicare's typically only cover a small part of the expenses. So in order to avoid depleting all of your savings and your hard-earned assets that you've saved up over your life, you may want to consider a long-term care vehicle as well.
It's funny because I know someone who says, nope, I'm not buying that long-term care insurance. I'm going to make sure my kids take care of me and don't put me in that home. So it's kind of funny how people have different aspects or different ideas about what long-term care looks like and what they want to burden their children with and what they do not. So Josh, thanks for all your great advice. It sounds like we're going to be free by July 4th.
Absolutely. Thanks very much.
Thank you. Okay, we're going to take a break and we'll be back.